Hello and welcome to the Critical Twits unboxes, or opens, depending on your perspective, of Tales from the Loop. Hello and welcome back. I'm Aaron Vinsky.
I'm Brian Ennis.
And today we're going to have a look at the Tales from the Loop role-playing game.
Ooh. Yes, Tales from the Loop is a tabletop RPG. One of those old-fashioned Dungeons and Dragons style games where you sit round and actually communicate with your fellow friends.
Yeah.
And people together in a social setting, pretending to be other people than the people you are with the people that you're with.
Yes, yeah.
Have I explained that well? Do I get a gold star?
Yes,
my character get a gold star?
You can have
because he's three gold stars away from being able to rip the head off of a toddler.
I'm going to remove a gold star for that comment.
There's only one specific toddler. It's not overpowered. Yes. So, Tales from the Loop then is a tabletop RPG from Free League or Freilagen Press, the Swedish game company, but published in the UK by Modifius. They have a long-running kind of association.
Yeah.
That we first got involved with Mutant Year Zero, which we're big fans of. Somewhere here, either above my head or on the other side of the screen, will be a link ping to when we talked on our podcast about Mutant Year Zero.
Yeah.
We'll also have ping, another one right now. Oh god, I'm so bad at this. For when we unboxed GenLab Alpha, the follow-up.
Yes.
And I have also recently Kickstarter backed the new version of that game, the add-on stroke standalone version with robots.
Yeah.
But this Tales from the Loop is, although it has a similar game system from what I've looked at, it is a completely separate, different game. So you don't need to combine it with other things. It stands alone. I wasn't sure on the reaction from my gaming group for this. So I didn't support it at a really high level with loads of extra bits and pieces. I just got the game.
Yeah.
Just got the book. But what I thought we'd do is we'd have a look through and have a peek at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I don't know hardly anything about this at the moment.
Yeah. So the tagline is role-playing, there we go, in the 80s that never was. So let's have a little bit of a reading. Do your serious literature face. It's good. That looks like you're slightly coming on to me, actually.
Depends on while you read this out, let's be fair.
Literature is knowledge, and knowledge is power, and power is sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy. Should dim the lights. Put some pants on her head. That's sexy. The landscape was full of machines and scrap metal connected to the facility in one way or another. Always present on the horizon were the colossal cooling towers with their green obstruction lights. If you put your ear to the ground, you could hear the heartbeat of the loop, the purring of the gravitron, the central piece of engineering magic that was the focus of the loop's experiments. And it has sci-fi artist Simon Stalenhag's paintings of Swedish 1980s suburbia, populated by fantastic machines and strange beasts, have won global acclaim. Now you can step into the amazing world of the Loop. So, this is, as far as I'm concerned, Stranger Things, the role-play game.
Ooh.
That is my impression of it.
Yeah.
So, looking at the beginning, looking at the front of the cover again, there we go. Are 4 kids.
Yeah.
You play children. You do not play adults or barbarians or warlocks or hackers or anything like that.
Yeah.
You are going to be playing children in the tradition of a lot of 1980s sort of pop culture.
Yeah.
Going from the Goonies, at the kind of the softer end, all the way up to like Stephen King's It.
Yeah.
At the other end. Which is actually a good time for this to come out, because Stranger Things has kind of reinterpreted, kind of put all of that into a blender and gone, do you remember the 80s? It was really cool. There's kids that like get murdered and stuff. And then that sort of brought on its own sort of little revival. We've got It coming out again.
Yeah.
In September, I think.
Yeah.
Have you been watching the trailers for that?
Yes, I've seen one of them. Yeah.
I think like my primal memory of being a child and watching the first one resurfaced, because it was immediately horrifying.
Yeah.
Just like, and I'm not like, oh, it's a clown, it's scary. I don't really get it. It's a man who's wasted his life.
It's not nice to talk about Tim Curry.
I meant clowns in general. Sorry, clowns. You do good work. People got to laugh.
Yeah.
To distract them from the unrelenting misery of everyday life.
Yes.
Just let that settle for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of the 80s is back in the zeitgeist. I suppose it's far enough away that it's now cool again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas I remember growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, the 80s was a terrible thing that we wanted to escape from.
Yeah.
And, we've also got a dictatorial, horrible female prime minister who wants to lead us into some kind of capitalist Armageddon.
Yeah.
And we've got a nutter in the White House who just kind of got there because he's got good hair.
Yeah, pretty much. Jesus, that really is 80s.
So it's the 80s again. You know, public services are being cut.
Yeah.
Kids have got rickets. Food banks. So it's good. This is like the positive side of the 80s. Yeah. This is the good stuff to help us forget the bad stuff that's happening.
I hope so now.
Sorry, Aaron, I talked about the real world and I shouldn't have. So, Tales from the Loop then. It's a lovely hardback book. It's the same size and such like as Mutant Year Zero and Gen Lab Alpha, so it was sitting nicely on the shelf.
Brilliant.
But it's a bit more sort of pastel.
Yeah, I quite like
kind of pastel-y kind of feel to it.
Subtlety of it almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like... The pictures seem to reward a second look. Because you look at that and it just looks like some kids looking at some things. But if we zoom in, look at that. Special effects, no expenses.
The kids are armed with things. There seem to be some little technological bits and pieces they're carrying. And
the coolers they're moving towards have strange glowing green lights on the top that don't look particularly right.
Yeah.
They look slightly wrong. So there's a slight wrongness to what's going on.
Yeah,
which I quite liked.
Familiar but off.
Yeah,
yeah.
So as it says, we have the loop, which is what's the word I was going to? It's like a where's that Higgs boson stuff? What they call it? Hadron Collider. It's one of those essentially.
Okay, yeah.
But in the grand tradition of science fiction, it's done something crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's a Swedish game, so you get some Swedish islands to play on, a little map on the front.
Cool.
However, there is also the Boulder, Colorado, the Boulder City loop as well, if you would rather set it in America. A lot of the source material is American.
Okay.
So it lets you have American bits and pieces in there. Now, one of the things I did get with the book is this, which is a blown up A2 sized, don't know how much of this you can see, but A2 sized version of the maps as well.
And they do look like actual maps, which is nice. A lot of the ones sometimes that come with are very highly stylised type things.
Yeah,
that feels like it something you would be carrying around with you.
This almost looks like with the bit of the loop and telling you which bits are where. It's almost like, to me, it seems like the kind of thing that your kids in the game could find.
Yeah, yeah.
As a government map of the particular areas.
Yeah.
And what's going on therein. So quite cool, quite like that. So good, nice player aid. Not, as far as I can tell, super essential that the map was in Mutant Year Zero where you explored it, but still good to have, and double-sided, so it's got one of each. So that's quite nice.
Yeah.
And then if we look in, I'm going to try to avoid putting anything down that might be considered a spoiler for anyone that's considering playing the game.
Cool.
So the back half of the book we're going to try to avoid.
Okay.
Because
as a player, I appreciate that.
Yeah, we don't really want any spoilers. But it's got a nice feel to it. The quality of the pages is good.
I know it sounds silly, but it does feel nice like tough. 80s like annuals and stuff I used to have.
Yeah, like your Beano annual 1989.
Yeah,
Guinness Book of World Records with some slightly pastel photos of someone holding a dormouse.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, he's dormouse, the most dormouse, this dormester. All technical terms. So we've got nice contents page. and essentially starting with the player bits and then moving on to the second bit more for the person running the game.
Yeah.
But again, look at that. That looks really, really nice.
I really like the art
yes.
at the moment.
And the art seems to be a really key thing from what it says on the back.
Yeah.
Simon Stalenhag, who I'd not heard of, have to admit.
No.
Not heard of him. But will quite happily go away and look up some of his art for inspiration and such like from this. And if you take nothing away from this, the game looks alright, have a look at the art, because the art is very, very nice.
Yeah.
But again, slightly sort of pastel.
Yeah.
Slightly almost faded.
Yeah.
Giving you that kind of
the same
feel.
way Stranger Things had that basically a field tour. They filmed it in using camera work and stuff that's from the 80s.
Yeah.
This all feels very much like it was done at that time and it's just lasted this long.
Yeah, so you've got the chipping effects on the bits and pieces there. You've got, I like these little outcuts that give you extra information, and they're done like sort of printed out dot matrix memos.
Yeah.
With the little logo for the loop on the bottom. So they've put a lot of work into the way they've set it out.
Yeah.
Again, look at that. That makes me want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Each of these pictures to me feels like an adventure seed.
Yeah.
Potentially. And you've got that mix of the mundane, the police car, with the fantastic, the unusual.
Yeah.
Going through. So yeah, it looks quite nice. Again, this looks fairly normal as a picture until you realise that there's a robotic arm coming out, and that's not refueling the car, it's adjusting it, it's doing something strange to it. It's a kind of machine that's come out of it. So yeah, quite nice. There's a list of films as inspiration. So we've got Ghostbusters, Top Gun, Return of the Jedi, The Goonies, which I already mentioned, E.T.,
oh, obviously,
The Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, Stand By Me. I love Stand By Me. It's one of my most favouriteest films.
Yeah.
And it has my Hollywood doppelganger Will Wheaton in it. So, but I didn't look like him then.
No.
Because I was a chubbier kid in the face. I had a chubby face, skinny body.
Yeah.
Like a lollipop, like tiny stick and then a big round bit on top. But, no matter how much I asked, the other kids wouldn't lick me. We've got Gremlins and we've got The Karate Kid. Actually, just spanning 1982 to 1986. It's not even the whole 80s. No. It's just one very... Because it's quite odd, because these are all like quite influential films. No, I've seen nearly all the films on that list.
Yeah.
I like nearly all the films on that list. But I personally was born in 1984.
Yeah.
And so were you.
Yes.
But much, much later. A whole day.
All those hours.
Yeah. You whippersnapper. I remember that one day where I was king. So, yeah, I've seen all of these. They were kind of... It's weird, because growing up like the early 90s to mid-90s, we didn't have internets.
No.
So, you wanted to watch a film, you might have VHS.
Yeah.
But quite often it was what's on the telly tonight, and you would have these what were sort of the popular films becoming classic films. They would be on over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So like The Karate Kid, I've seen it about 10 times. I'd never owned The Karate Kid. I've just seen it so many times because it was always on.
Yeah.
And it filters into your kind of your tastes and your consciousness and those kind of things. And pop culture was much smaller back then, so things that were referencing pop culture were drawing on a smaller pool of things to reference.
Yes.
So it was reinforced more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that's why it's an era people have fondly gone back to reference now, because it's easy to reference any of it and everybody understands it.
Yes. Yeah. I think there's a feeling of people trying to move away from this very scattered modern existence and trying to consolidate around certain things. And nostalgia is one of the things you can consolidate around. Things like board games. Yeah. The big resurgence in board games. It's because it gets you together with your friends, face to face, and there's so much more sort of honesty in that kind of interaction than someone you've never met on the internet playing a bit of Warcraft with. Yeah. Which we went, this is amazing, and then we went, everyone's on the internet's a dick.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
Culture is changing.
Yeah, I mean, you see video games moving away from the couch co-op side of things, but there's a massive call for it, which is where board games have taken that, and why RPGs have taken off so well, because people want to be near other people that they like.
But on the other side as well, something like this would never have come out 10 years ago,
Yeah.
because it's very niche.
Yes.
But with the internet and Kickstarter, you can find so many people. If 1 in a million people likes what you do,
Yeah.
well, that's great, because that means there's like 7,000 of you in the world, and if you can all put a couple quid in, then you can make a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we've got things to do in the 80s. Oh, a little VHS tape. This is a DVD for our younger viewers, and for our much younger viewers, this is when you steal a film off the internet. This is how they used to be delivered, by a dodgy man in a pub. You'd actually have to go out into the world in order to pirate things.
Yes.
We got the map again. They do like the map.
Yeah.
So we've got the map again. Again, this is good. We've got that mixture of like these like fairly bland bungalows,
Suburban housing,
kids
yeah.
playing right in the foreground, and then this creepy ass towers
Really omnipresent
behind.
tower, yeah.
Yeah, I think the towers are going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
It's something that they mention on the back, the idea of these towers. You could really bring that in as a sort of motif.
Yeah.
For sort of being watched over and overlooked. Yeah, again, weird stuff going on. I do like this. It's very good. So we're going through, we've had, what was chapter 1? Chapter 1 was all about
what the loop is.
a bit of an introduction. We've got the age of it, so explaining the background. We've got a little bit more on the American side of things. This is all player information as well. We've got 10 TV shows as well. Aaron, can you name any of the TV shows on the list?
God. Is Alf on there?
No, actually, but
grateful,
I think that's a great idea. I liked Alf. Is Alf early 90s or late 80s?
Late 80s, yeah.
Answers on a postcard. Might win a biscuit.
Like Miami Vice.
Oh. Miami Vice.
Is it?
1984 to 1989. Miami Vice is on there. Good. Go on. Hit me with another one.
80s TV shows. That's quite hard. Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap would have been amazing, and it is definitely worth checking out. It's not on there.
Oh, okay.
We've got Magnum PI.
Okay, yeah.
Cheers.
Okay.
Not quite sure if that fits, actually. But was seminal in its time.
Yeah.
Knight Rider.
Yeah, obviously.
Knight Rider would be good. The A-Team.
Of course.
I got lost in a Wikipedia hole learning all about the A-Team the other day. Yeah. I know far too much about the A-Team now. Friday Night Videos, which ran from 1983 to 2002.
Don't know that one.
I've never heard of that.
No.
If it's good and we should check it out, let us know below. V. Do you remember V?
Oh, God, yeah. Well, they used to eat the hamsters and
Yes,
stuff.
yeah. They'd take off their human faces and they'd eat. There'd be lizards underneath, and they'd eat rodents. I loved V.
Yeah.
They brought it back like 10 years ago, and it failed again.
Yeah.
And they did some TV films. I really liked it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Miami's Vice. Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that working,
Yeah.
actually, because it's peculiar and...
It was peculiar.
Yeah.
He, Pee-wee got in lots of trouble.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Naughty man. Max Headroom.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
And again, I mean, Will Wheaton is the king of the 80s, isn't he? Because we've got Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh, of course, that's when it started, yeah.
Where he deliberately played a terrible character in order not to... Basically to give other actors of the time a chance.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been fair.
He's a generous man.
He is. And he has a nice beard. Cool. So, we've got the US version of the loop. 10 tabletop RPGs. We could just keep playing quizzes. AD&D, Rollmaster, Top Secret, Call of Cthulhu, Champions, Gangbusters, Star Frontiers, Chill. Never heard of that one.
No.
Pendragon and Cyberpunk, so some 80s RPGs.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to play some RPGs to get you in the mood for your RPG, you've got some RPGs you can play to.
Well, theoretically, you could RPG within your RPG.
10 music videos.
Oh, God.
This is definitely leaning onto the pop culture references. I think the idea is to some extent, pop culture is especially important for kids as well, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Lots of references. It's a way to bond. It's a way that the cool kids like one thing, the non-cool kids like others.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a way to get yourself into the feel. The same way that you might watch Lord of the Rings again before you start your D&D campaign.
Yeah.
So I can completely see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Got the map there. Got some bits and pieces. Oh, look at that!
Robot. That's awesome.
Giant robots! So this fills me with excitement.
Yeah.
But I know it's not to everybody's taste, because a couple of our group have gone, meh, at this. So we'll have to play it separately.
Yeah, boo to them.
In a blanket fort. Yeah. Very exciting. And then we start getting into the rules. So we've got the kids themselves.
Yeah.
Because you are playing kids. Age 10 to 15, I think, is the
So
idea.
proper young, anyway.
So yeah, you could all play older ones, 15, get that sexual confusion going on if you wanted to, or you could all play 10-year-olds and have it be a bit more sort of light-hearted. Yes, we've got the kids. 10 to 15.
Yeah.
So you've got different types of kids, like you'd have character classes.
Yeah. 80 stuff really fits well with that because you were very typecast.
Yes. So you've got the bookworm.
Yeah.
You've got the computer geek.
Yeah.
You've got the hick. You've got the jock. You've got the popular kid. You've got the rocker.
Yeah.
You've got the troublemaker. And you've got the weirdo. I'm really intrigued by the weirdo.
I'm slightly intrigued by the troublemaker who seems to be carrying a hook and a chain.
Yes. So the troublemaker, you're a tough guy or girl who never holds back. Your classmates are afraid of you or look up to you. The teachers hate you and everybody is nagging you to change. But they don't understand that you don't live in the same world as they do. When life turns on you, humiliates you and hurts you, there's only one thing to do. Fight back.
Yeah.
So you get some key skills. You
Punchy.
get an iconic item. A knife could be your iconic item.
That's very stand by me, yeah.
Yeah. You pick a problem. So this is the same for all the characters, but the options are slightly different within. You have a drive. So what do you want to do? You have a pride, something that you're proud of. Have relationships to the other kids, relationship to NPCs.
That's good. I like those relationship bonds.
Yeah, we like that from Mutant Year Zero. It encourages you to pick an NPC or two and name them and say what you're doing with them, what your relationship with them is, and then the DM folds that into the campaign like so much delicious sugar in an airy cake. Cooking metaphors. Yeah, you have an anchor, so someone that keeps you sane. Good. Yeah. The weirdo. I like the picture of the weirdo.
Yeah. Proper eclectic.
Yeah, I like that. Johnny Depp in every film he's ever been in. With Helena Bonham Carter's makeup. Weirdo. They make fun of you for your clothes, your interests, your choice of words and call you weirdo, but you don't care. They know nothing about your thoughts and feelings or what you've been through. You want the world to see that you are different. One day you will outshine them all. So your iconic item might be a razor blade, a bit dark, a drawing pad, or a pet rat.
Oh.
Or in this case,
A crow.
a stuffed crow on a stick that you talk to and think is alive. No. So yeah, you have problem. My father is a communist.
Oh God, that's so 80s.
Pride. You are proud that you're not heterosexual.
Oh.
Pride. Mom says that I'm beautiful. Yeah, cool. Grandmother appears to be an option for this one as well.
Yeah.
What I quite like is they've got nicknames for everyone as well, so suggestive nicknames.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might be Michelle or Marianne or Nicodemus or Charles, but you could be Freaky Commie Ghost or Rat. Your troublemaker might be called Knuckles or Sharky. It's quite good. I like that because kids do. Again, it's a kid thing to have nicknames.
Yeah.
I know a kid that We'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves. I know a kid that on the first day of school at break time he pulled out a packet of Haribo. For the next 6 years he was known as Haribo. His name was Stephen. I didn't know his name was Stephen until about 4 years in. I assumed his name was Harry, and they'd added some Bo to him.
Yeah, well,
because, you know, Craig David was about at the time.
Yeah. Maybe
he was into his smooth, sexy R&B.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, he had some sweets. Because I had to find out. I was like, why is this kid called Haribo?
Wow, I can't mock, because I think most nicknames in our school were just people's surnames because we weren't very imaginative.
Well, you could do the Australian thing, just add O to the end of their name. All right, Davo. Yeah. You've made their name longer. Yeah. There's just not a lot to do in Australia.
No, I suppose, yeah. Get your voting sausage. Have you not heard of this?
No.
When you go to vote in Australia, they generally have like a barbecue outside, because everybody's a fucking barbecue.
Yeah, well, of course,
apparently, like a stereotype.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get you tend to either pay a little bit of money or get it for free, but you get a voting sausage.
A voting sausage.
Yeah.
Well,
get a sausage. I mean,
trivia corner. Good. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I like this. Cool. So you've got a series of attributes.
Yeah.
Body. Jump high, run fast, fight, sneak and climb. Tech, understand machines, open lock doors, build things. Heart, the ability to make friends and to lie, because the two often go hand in hand.
Yeah. Didn't use that very much in Captain Planet.
No. Oh, they should have. That little kid. Heart! I'm Jesus. It's a big lie to go for, isn't it? You want to start low. I'm not alone. I love the monkey.
I'm not worthless.
Self-esteem. Know the right people, create a good atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. Mind, the ability to find weak points, understand people, situations, creatures, solve riddles, etc., etc. Now, you get luck points.
Okay.
The younger you are, the luckier you are.
Okay.
And luck points give you a reroll. However, your attributes, the older you are, you get attribute points equal to your age.
Right. So you get more luck for being younger, but you're generally better for being older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that how it works? Yeah, points equal to your age. When you turn a year older, you gain another attribute point to spend. When you turn 16, you are no longer a kid. Time to make a new character.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, kind of understand.
So turn into the tribe.
Become an NPC or go off to big school. My knowledge of the American schools is, I think big school is 14 to 18, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's high school.
Don't know. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. But yeah, luck points, 15 minus your age. So if you're 10, you get 5 luck points. If you're 15, you get none. And they give you rerolls.
Cool.
There is no... If people that played Mutant Year Zero, you have a pushing mechanic in that, where you can roll the dice again, but you take damage if you roll ones the second time. This one doesn't have that, but you spend your luck to re-roll, and you get those points every game.
Yeah.
So the younger kids will be physically and mentally weaker, but will be able to sort of get their way through things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have skills. Each related related to each thing. So we've got sneak, force, and move. Tinker, program, and calculate. Contact, charm, and lead. Investigate, comprehend, and empathise. With a 4-person group, you could almost get someone to focus on each skill.
Yeah.
So you'd have your tough kid, you'd have your techie kid, the popular kid, and your brainy kid. Yeah. But you can mix it around.
Yeah.
Or you could have a clever kid that's actually really good at talking to people as well. You can mix it about. That's cool. You have your drive, the thing that gets you into trouble. Why would you actually go and investigate these things? You have an iconic item. The item gives 2 bonus dice in a situation where it can be used to help you overcome trouble. So it gives you a mechanical bonus. So if the tough kid pulls out his knife, that's his iconic item, to threaten someone, it'll give him +2 because it's really scary.
Yeah.
etc., etc.
And to deal with the kind of capitalist form of the 80s, if it gets lost or stolen, you'll get it back before the end, and it can't be used by other people. It is yours. It is what defines you. Or the item.
You are defined by the things that you own.
Yeah.
The things you own you. Bit Papa Roach for you, then. Yeah. I mean, that feels retro now. It's about 15 years old. The iconic item will not disappear or break whatever happens unless you want it to. All kids have a problem. And sad, it's a bit of social commentary there.
Yeah.
So the kids all have problems. You have drive, you have pride. Ooh. Once per mystery, you may check your pride to get an automatic success. And then you say how your pride has related to that thing. You have relationships, and you have an anchor, the person you can go to for support. It cannot be another kid.
Okay, so
as in kid with a capital K, as in another player character.
Yeah.
If you suffer from a condition, you can spend a scene with your anchor and heal all conditions. You must allow the anchor to take care of you. So your tough kid's been beaten up in a fight. He goes around grandma's house. She gives him some chicken soup. Yeah, etc. etc.
Yeah,
it's quite good. I quite like that. Cool. And then you have an experience system. Where you will get better and you can buy abilities and such like. Which is in chapter 6. So you have a setting here again. I love that picture.
Yeah.
And I like that the kids obviously got the
in control of the robot.
Thing, so this is your kind of the mechanics side of things, like how things work, etc. etc. Getting yourself into trouble, how the skills actually work, all of that kind of thing. How to balance the mystery with your everyday life, because you're a kid, you've got to go to school, you've got to do your homework, you've got to do the chores, look after your little sister, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, which you can see in a good games master tying in quite nicely for conflicts.
Stranger Things, they were just biking around at night all the time. That's because that's the only time that they could do the thing. And then the weekend, and it's like, we could do stuff. It's so just so much inspiration as we go through. So we have the mystery, some ideas on putting some mysteries together. It seems more that this is aimed mostly at. It's not really a division into player and GM stuff. Mostly it's GM stuff.
Yeah.
Where's the XP stuff? Because one of the cool... I really like the XP system in Year Zero. Does it have an index? It has an index! All good role-play games have...
it doesn't call it experience.
62. Yes. Page 88. There you go. Cool. So, Mutant Year Zero and Gen Lab Alpha have a series of questions that they ask you in order to get XP. If you say yes, you get a point of XP. You get 5 points of XP, and you get to upgrade something. In this case, we've got you ask the questions at the end of each session. So we've got, did you participate in the game? Each kid present always gets at least 1 XP, which we've had stuff where you can have a mystery where Timmy is grounded because Timmy's player can't make
grounded.
it that week. Yeah, they've been grounded because they work in aviation.
Yes,
but then they'd be off, so they'd be available. They've been ungrounded and therefore they have to fly. The hell! But people can't make games. It's a nice way of. It's nice to write them out. You get XP for turning up, which is good. Have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
Okay.
Trouble with a capital T appears to be a mechanic. Did you use or struggle with your pride? Get a point. Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids?
Oh, that's good. So in Mutant, it tends to be for your player character buddy.
Yeah, you have an ally or buddy that's like the other person who's like your bestest bud in the group, whereas this is just all the other kids.
Yeah. You are all bonded clearly for this.
Yeah, you are a group of friends. It's not like you're friends with you and you're friends with you. You are a group together. Although you could still have some element of that because there's always that bit of tension.
Of course,
it's quite good. Have you learned something new? If so, what is it? So you could get 5 XP per session.
Yeah.
Probably we found in Mutant we've been getting sort of 2 to 4 depending on if we've had a really good session and we've really got into it. We might get 4, otherwise we might just get a couple and we managed to tick off something.
Yeah, I tend to find with the Gen Lab Alpha it's actually a little bit harder because of the way one of them is tied up to you doing something for your animal kin,
tribe,
your tribe.
And
so,
we don't really deal much with the tribes.
Well, because the way it's everything's separated, you're not inherently going to be dealing with every tribe every session, so some players are going to miss out occasionally.
Yeah. So, from here on in, we're looking at mostly spoilerific things.
Yeah.
There is what appears to be a campaign built in.
Brilliant.
There are 4 scenarios tied together in a campaign named 4 Seasons of Mad Science. So you've got, presumably, one for each season. So your characters will age, you might go up a year.
Yeah.
And gain that attribute point as you get stronger or learn stuff.
Yeah.
Or get more confident. But also getting less lucky and therefore more likely to get horribly killed. Yeah. Looks good. And my name is in this.
Oh, that's really
I
nice.
checked. Yeah. So I sponsored at the bookworm level. And if we look just somewhere around here, my name's not Bjorn.
Oh, I see it.
There's a lot of people called Bjorn. Oh, where am I? Find me. Oh God. Yay! There I am. So I'm right there. So if you want to go to your own copy, page 183, right down the bottom, you can look longingly at my name and wish I was your friend. Cool. So, what do you think? What do you think, quality-wise?
Quality-wise, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels sturdy. I haven't heard it creaking as you're opening it, which is always a sign of like bad printing and stuff.
It's mostly a silent book.
Yes,
which is good.
The art's lovely in it, and
I really like the art. The art is really. I find that really inspiring. I find that really interesting. I want to know why those things are happening and why you've got that mix of the everyday and the weird.
Yeah. The slight chipping on the sides makes it feel like a well-leafed old thing that's been passed down, which is always nice. Again, because it's setting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. It looks good. Can't comment too much on the rules system as such. It's a simple D6 system. If you have 5 heart and 3 persuade equivalent, you'd roll 8 dice. You need 6s to succeed. A single success is a success. If you fail, then bad things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it goes to the level of having sort of stunts and extra abilities in it, but that would be. It's a very easy, simple system. We've played Gen Lab, which is a Mutant Year Zero, which is a trickier version of this system, and we've introduced new role players to that really quickly. Yeah. Really, really easily. So it looks like a nice entryway as well.
Yeah, nice and accessible, which is actually really nice for role playing because I know sometimes you play a role playing game, you want a complex system that you can really get in depth with. Other times you want a story. These systems work brilliantly for those sort of stories.
Yeah, I'm much more of a story person than I've raised my armour class by 1. Yeah, I don't care, mate. Don't give a shit because it's all about telling stories and having compelling characters and exploring situations, which is what I like. Yeah.
And that system emphasises that. It allows you to play with it without...
You're not going to be kicking down the door and murdering people, are you? There's going to be lots of role-play opportunities and lots of complications and similar. So it looks really interesting. I'm really looking forward to having a go.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued. I want to know what's going on with it. Massively now.
Yeah. So that was Tales from the Loop. That was quite synthy. Wow. Try and do a synth version of the theme tune if we get to
find a guitar somewhere.
Yes. And we're the Critical Twits, or some of them. Yeah. A couple of them are missing. Yeah. We need to go out on our bikes at night and find out where they've gone, Aaron.
Yes.
They haven't been the same since they went to Old Man Jones's junkyard. Trying to get in the spirit of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we do lots of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Mostly tabletop games. We also do some video game stuff from time to time, but we're really into our board games and our tabletop role playing. So if you'd like to see what we've done and see what we're doing in future, please subscribe. If you did enjoy this, please let us know below. If you've got any questions about what's in here in more specifics, I could probably answer some of those for you as well if you wanted to comment.
Yeah.
And you can always, just send us money.
Yeah.
Just lots of money, please. Like large amounts.
So we can buy more of
Preferably
these things.
non-sequential bills.
Yeah, that normally helps.
All your ducks are out of order. On that pun, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.